Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the YouTube account. We have 20,000 diamonds. I'm going to pop some chests. We're going to go ahead. We're going to level up a little bit in here, 45-8, but I wanted to do a holiday Q&A, guys. We know this weekend on our normal live streams, it is going to be Christmas. So unfortunately, it is not going to be the time that we're going to be able to actually come in and do our live stream. So a little bit off due to the holiday season. But I want to thank everyone for joining me. Been doing incredibly well within AFK Arena. Again, making a lot of progression. Now, I put a poll up there for Kanisa and Rook. Now, we have been building out Kanisa and Rook. We know they are very important when it comes to building them out, and specifically within the Cursed Realm and the Twisted Realm. But we do have the new hero out, which I'm kind of on the fence. We're already seeing him kind of showing up in meta formations, which again is pretty interesting to see if he is going to take the place or where he's going to really fill into, because we're only going to be able to build one of them. We have 3 copies of Kanisa and Rook. We have 0 of him because we haven't done any summons. I'm hoping, what's going on? Dark Blaine is here, BP and Awesome as well. Again, I'm hoping that we can get a few copies. Saved a little bit of resources. We saved probably about a week and a half since we did our last stream. So again, we have 20,000 diamonds. I have also been farming a lot of cards, guys. Stargazer cards, we have 79. We have 79 Stargazer cards. Now, one thing that I've noticed, guys, is within the King's Tower, because I do not have Treznar built, within the Forsaken Necropolis, I can't make any progression in here. I went through so many variations, farmed this for such an incredible amount of time that I could not get this to go down. I couldn't progress any further, so I feel like we're at a point where we're going to have to build up Treznar a little bit, or it's going to be the awakened version of of Baden. But ultimately, we're going to have to see, guys. What's going on? Dark Lucifer is here, and Beach Hulk as well. What is going on, guys? All right, so let's get into the summons. Again, this is just going to be a Q&A, easy go. Whatever we do in here, guys, it's just kind of a relaxed, chilled stream. So we're going to hop in here. We're going to batch select. You can see we have a lot of chests in here. Even have 153 of our red chests, which we're building out. 14,000 right there, which is awesome. 291. 291 again. We got some EXP. Got quite a few diamonds as well with these chests. A lot of gold in here, guys. There's 200. There's 650. That gives us 890 for the diamonds. So reward choice chest. So out of here, currently I am picking up red chests. The big reason for that, guys, is we want to hit the 300 red chests with the awakened version of Taylene that we're building. We are going to need red chests. Same here, we're going to go for red chests. So that's 20 red chests right there, guys, which is awesome. What's going on, Winnie? Thank you for joining us for the late last minute stream. So we got some out of there. These cards, we're going to get 4 of our time emblems. This is out of the deluxe monthly card, and the monthly card is where I'm picking all of these up, guys. Absolutely, it is probably the second best purchase within AFK Arena, because you do get a lot of loot in here. Now, reward choice chests. Normally, I would go for usually the Twisted Essence, but I want to do Poke Coins. I am going to do Poke Coins this time. I'm trying to build out and complete a couple heroes with furniture, so 3,200 Poke Coins out of there could absolutely help. Then, of course, the reward chest, we have a little bit more. And then out of here, we've been doing the same. We've been getting Essence out of here. 16 more Essence, which, of course, is going to give us a lot more, guys. We're looking at 111,000 Essence just in the last week and a half. This is why we've been kind of focused on the power leveling aspect, is being able to actually go in here and gain levels, guys. So this will take us to, what, 669 at this point, making a lot of progression. We got enough EXP. Boom, 670, just like that. That is 2 full crystal levels, guys, which is huge. At this game level, 670 is where we're already at. You can see, guys, 47 billion overall power, which is awesome. I missed the most recent Sunday stream. Oh yeah, Dark Lucifer, I didn't do the Sunday stream. Sunday was actually my wife's birthday, guys, so we weren't even we weren't here. We had a lot going on. So the Sunday stream this past last Sunday, the weekend stream was not there, unfortunately. It was my wife's birthday. She's a Christmas baby. 7 days before Christmas, which Christmas falls on a Sunday. Last Sunday was her birthday as well. So a little bit of a belated birthday. Events. So out of here, guys, B Squad is up. We've got the 2-star together. Overall, the guild not super active in here. You can see where some of these guilds are already dominating it, guys. Might have to look at this and change something up with the guild that have just been kind of chilling in a little bit. I also believe that we do have some inactive players within the friends list. I know this is really a hot commodity, so I'm going to go ahead. Anyone who's at 7 days, and unfortunately, Sam, love you, but you got to go. It's been 7 days. Yurda as well. Then it looks like we have a third one with less. 7 days. So we got 3 friends list spots, guys. First come, first serve for those. Let's see how the poll is looking over here. I think we're 50-50. We are 50-50 right now, guys, with 22 votes. Is the new Celestial worth building? Honestly, a lot of players are saying yes. And that's why I kind of hesitate a little bit with the new hero. Because when you look in the housecape, guys, a lot of players have said he is making a big difference, that a lot of players are actually running him, which I believe they're running him in the boss team, in the final formation team. Well, right there he is, guys. Look at that. So you have Vithiel, you have Lucretia, you have Brutus in there. He is doing more damage than all of them in that formation, which again is the reason why players are building them out. There's the awakened version of Baden. There's Kanisa and Rook. Most of the new heroes, everyone's building out, and they're requiring a pretty high investment. But you can see it, guys. Vithiel right there, almost off the bat, is going frontline, going tank. Because remember, he also does provide an incredible amount of buffs when it comes to the enemy team. Or excuse me, the allied team. He is offering some pretty solid buffs within the formation, which is one of the big reasons why, again, a lot of players are building him, just like Kanisa and Rook. I believe with Kanisa and Rook, I can actually borrow one. The problem is right now, as we sit and look at that 1, 2, 3. So as we sit right now, the problem is I do not have the awakened version of Taylene. We need to continue building out that awakened version of Taylene because I have to borrow her if she is used in formations. But again, I think Kanisa and Rook, Kraken has Kanisa and Rook, and he'll let me borrow her just like we do right there. So I could get a copy of Kanisa and Rook, but where's our new hero? Vithiel, does anyone? Kraken's got her built, of course. Has him built. But overall, guys, I think, you know what? I think I'm going to stick with Kanisa. I think I'm going to stick with Kanisa. The big reason being, we already have a couple copies in there. We already do have a couple copies in there. Yeah, new Celestial worth building. Chavo, ultimately, the other big thing, guys, is when it comes to the Celestial Tower. So the Celestial Tower specifically, he is going to make a huge difference within there, just because of his tanking abilities, survivability, buffing aspect. Celestial Tower, I think he's going to make a huge impact. Even going to make a huge impact, of course, PvP-wise. And then we're seeing him Twisted Realm and Cursed Realm doing the exact same, guys. So he has multiple game modes. Now, could you fit him into the campaign? Probably subbing out someone else. You could probably fit him in somewhere here in the campaign, but is he going to be super needed? Not really, guys. Most of the meta teams really do not change very much, just for the simple fact that they have been such a staple for so much, or such a long amount of time. You're essentially just going to be swapping a hero for a hero. Might be a little bit of a less retry aspect, but it seems like a lot of this is just focused on Twisted Realm and Cursed Realm comps. Which to pull first, Halos, the Chimera, or the new hero? Halos. Absolutely. Halos is the one you want to build, guys. Halos is a game changer in a ton of game modes. He is super strong, even utilized in the campaign. Again, a lot of places, a lot of buffs. He is still being used. Unfortunately, it seems we're almost to a point where Rowan is kind of dropping off. We don't see him really used very many places anymore, which kind of stinks, but that is the way that we are going. So in the event, I had a lot of players asking about the Lost Sigils. You can see we have 35 of our Celestial emblems in here because I am building and continue to build out with one of the biggest utility heroes, which is right here, guys, which is Taylene. So I need a couple more of both of these, and we're going to get the original version of Taylene, not the Awakened version, as you've seen in the Cursed Realm just a minute ago. Still in there, she is still being used for a ton, guys, because she does a lot of damage. She scales really well. She heals. Still a lot of viability in there. So we can actually swap. I think we should be able to get her. I think we're close enough that we can go in here and just go ahead and pick up a couple copies. We'll see. We'll see what we get. Should I send Lucretia or the twins? Absolutely Lucretia, guys. Lucretia is one of the still absolute best carries within AFK Arena. You do have to have her built. The better and the higher that you have her built, the better she's going to perform. That is really the big thing to remember with her specifically, is she will do incredibly well. The better or the higher you build her, again, the better that she does perform. My idea on building heroes is halfway through building one, don't stop if a new one comes out. Yeah, and that's my thought, Dark Lucifer, kind of the exact same with the new heroes, because the way that I kind of balance it is who can I merc versus who can I not. Now, of course, we can only use one mercenary when it comes to different game modes, which means I do have to merc, like the awakened version of Taylene we've been mercing, and now doing the same with Kanisa and Rook. But if I build Kanisa and Rook, I no longer have to merc that hero, so I can actually swap to Vithiel and just kind of vice versa, trying to make sure that I have all of these heroes built enough that I can stay kind of competitive within a couple different game modes, making sure, again, Cursed Realm, that I'm really pushing in there. Oh, thank you, Shavo. What's going on? Safane? I was going to start summoning Kanisa, but I'm further behind in the Celestial Tower than the Hypo one. That's the other big thing, is the trade-off. So a lot of players were waiting for a new Celestial hero. Darren, what we were just talking about a little bit, is the difficulty that we see within the Celestial Tower. You have a lot of support there. You don't have a lot of damage heroes, which is the reason why, again, a lot of players are kind of falling behind in that tower, is you don't have enough damage to really, I mean, short of the awakened version of Taylene and probably Audrey, you really don't have that much damage in that tower, which is kind of difficult to go through. It can be really difficult, again, to make progression in that tower, because if you're like me, guys, and you built Aziz, which sucks, the awakened version of Aziz, but if you built him instead of building Taylene, the Celestial Tower absolutely is kind of at a hindrance. Now that we knew the new awakened heroes are coming, which do you want from each awakened hero? Oh, that's a good question. So Celestial, what I would like to see, awesome, and I know a lot of players are going to be completely against it, is Wukong. I would love to see Wukong as an awakened hero. I think that would be just absolutely pivotal for the hero, for the build, for the amount of players that do not use him. I would love to see Wukong. That would be very, very cool to see him actually built up or have a good purpose within here. Same over here. There's a lot of heroes that most players don't use. When you look at Zekus, when you look at, Leofric, when you look at a bunch of different heroes, players don't use within the faction, which I wish they would. I wish there were a couple. Yeah, Orthos would be pretty cool to see. A little bit of a transfer or a transformation with him in there would be cool. But yeah, there's a lot to build, and there's always a lot to build. We know with this game, guys, they're not going to stop with the new heroes. Let's go ahead and do a couple summons in here. We know they're coming, guys. So, all right, so this is the food that we do our recycling with, just like we always have. The Awakened, we've gotten still only one, guys, one Awakened hero that we've ever seen from this. So hopefully it is. We got a Mizoth. Not too bad. We got a big meatball. Raku, of course, is just going to be food, but there is a Hypogen hero. Now, Celestials and Hypogens, we have gotten quite a bit out of the Superb Stones, but overall, still pretty limited. In this one, we have 8 Elite Stones. Again, we have been buying these out of the shop, been kind of recycling a lot of these. What's going on, Alfredus? Like if you have one hero and build a new one, then another new one. Yeah, that's it. So Dark Lucifer, you're spot on when it comes to building them. You want to make sure that you're building the heroes instead of half building kind of a lot of the heroes. And who do we got in here, guys? It looks like food, nothing but food. I believe all of those are already built. We built out Palmer as well. But again, it seems like those are mainly going to be food within here. But Meatball, I think we have another copy of Mizoth. These have been pulled. I've never Stargazed for Mizoth, so all 4 of the copies that we have here, taking them to Legendary, are just heroes that I've pulled, that I've just straight up just pulled out of getting summons. Did you see the image of the possible new dimensional hero? I think it's Azula from Avatar. That would be cool, Chavo. I haven't seen that yet. Definitely, it would be awesome to see the dimensional heroes, guys. I think it's such a cool utility. They need to drop a dimensional hero with the dimensional tower. I think that would go hand in hand if you had the ability to kind of go drop both of them at the same time. I think it would be very, very cool to see that they drop them down. I have Shamira as my secondary carry. I can get pretty much a Graveborn I want. Should I get someone beside Shamira? So Shamira is actually one of the last ones, Lunar Blade. I'll show you kind of the breakdown. So looking at our Graveborn, guys, Grez, Oden, absolutely. Silas, Damon, absolutely. Those are probably the four biggest carries in here. Hodgkin, of course, for the buff. Kayleen, but again, those kind of come in later formations. But definitely Grez and Oden, you cannot do wrong. Damon will carry you through an incredible amount of the game. Still has utility now. There are still a lot of places that we are still utilizing Damon. And then, of course, Silas, guys. Silas is a staple in a lot of different formations. Definitely, I would build those. Shamira, unfortunately, drops out. There's not really a use as you get a little bit further for Shamira. She, unfortunately, drops off pretty hard. I would love to see an Awakened Santrena. Yeah, Santrena, I would like to see Awakened. That would be really cool. And they also said awesome that they will not awaken heroes that are used. So a lot of heroes that are used within formations, when you look at even the cycle, Aziz used for a little bit, but then you look at Thane, not really used for that much. Even looking at Brutus, short of the shield, not really used. Solus wasn't used. Baden wasn't used. A lot of the heroes in there really had little to no utility, which is the reason why they said the Awakened heroes are not going to be focused on the meta heroes, because they don't want you to run into the possibility of running them into the same teams. So if you're utilizing, one hero, you can't use it in the same team. They don't want that to be a problem. They want it to be a lot of the heroes that you don't really utilize. Should free-to-play save time emblems for next Awakened hero? Honestly, I would probably go, if you're free-to-play, guys, my first choice would probably be the Awakened version of Solus. So the big thing, Puak, is the Awakened version of Solus is very, very strong and will do incredibly, incredibly well as a support hero, as a damage healer. She probably has, her and Brutus are I've probably seen her more, thinking about it. She is used in more formations than I see Brutus in. That is the reason, guys, I started leaning a little bit towards the Awakened version of Solus over building up Brutus, just for the fact that she is used in a lot of different places, guys. Even a lot of formations where you do see that Awakened version of Brutus, Solus is in formations as well. We see them. Solus, you're not going to go wrong, just because she is so utility-wise used. Why so many? Do I collect before somebody? Yeah, Winnie. So if you guys remember, like 2.5 years ago, I don't think Winnie was with us at that point. I save everything to stream it. I save all of the resources, even the scrolls, everything of that nature. We save it till we get to the point of being able to do summons. So if you go back, like the pay-to-win account, even years, everything that we have done on the account is completely in videos, guys. And there's a copy of Nevi, very cool. So we have everything, again, that we've been summoning, that we've been going through. The timeline you could follow if you wanted to spend an incredible amount, I mean, probably weeks at this point, to actually see the heroes. But you could follow the timeline of what we built, when we built them, how it's progressed. This team was actually, or this account was started when we utilized the 5-pull. So we had the Iran, like Sophia combo was the 5-pull with Skarath. Really, really cool. But again, that's probably 2.5 going on 3 years ago with this. 5, 6, 7. Yes, Cursed Realm. Key has said, if you guys aren't familiar, guys, Key is the one that posts over on Discord. We see it on Reddit. We see a bunch of different places. When you're doing the cursed realm, guys, battle wager 567 is what you want to do. That is what they are going to try to stick to. Now, big shout out to Key and everything that they do, trying to get the battle wagers to work, guys. Some of you don't know, if you're not in the Discords, if you're not in different places. The whales spent 100,000 plus diamonds, probably quite a bit more than that, trying to get the battle wager to work between 5, 6, 7. Here specifically is Key. They tried incredibly hard to get 5, 6, 7, as you can see right here, guys, trying to get it to work within that formation again, spending an incredible amount of diamonds. They don't run and control all 10 slots, but they do run a couple. That is why they can manipulate the numbers a little bit, because some players are together to actually do and try again to adjust some of those numbers. But it's been incredibly difficult to actually get those to work. They had it set, and I believe the last day the numbers adjusted because a player entered the top 10 and then it threw it off. They tried to get it back. They couldn't do it, but it was definitely big shout out to them, guys, for even attempting to do something as crazy as that. If they make an avatar collab, I'd love to get 4 elemental bands that can be both dimensional and faction. Yeah, I hope they do 1 or 2. It would be very cool if they brought 1 or 2 heroes over. Absolutely love when they do the dual bringovers, like Persona 5. All of the collab heroes, the 2 dimensionals that come over, like The Witcher. I think it's really cool. I've ascended Damon and run a suicide team because Lucretia is my carry. I need a better carry. Lucretia is the best carry probably in AFK Arena. The big thing, Lunar Blade, is anything that you can do in a team, your team can die, but if they can buff up, if they can provide anything to Lucretia, Lucretia will carry by herself. She will literally go through teams by herself and just destroy teams. She can do absolutely can just crush it all by herself, guys. So Kanisa and Rook we're gonna stick with, and then in here, guys, we need 1 copy of Taylene. If we could get some more, I would definitely take it, but 1 copy of Taylene will take her up to Mythic. And continuing on the summons, guys, let's see if we can get the luck here today. Just a little bit of resources, and it looks like this is it, guys. Boom, there's our copy, which is awesome. We have another 10 right here, which I think is just going to be loot again. That's okay, because we got 1. We got 1 more copy, guys. Just like I've said for all of my games, 1 copy closer to getting that hero built. Then, of course, we have Kanisa and Rook. I'm gonna build out Kanisa and Rook. I definitely want to. What's going on, Slow Chuck? I'm not a newbie at chapter 40. Yeah, still building out Lucretia. Is Pharrell worth the E60? Raphael overall, Pharrell is quite a bit down on the engraving list. There are so many heroes, even so many new heroes. Pharrell, I believe the plus 30 works well, which is where most players build Pharrell. I wouldn't do the E60 if you're PvP, things like that. If you're whale, absolutely. But the E60, I wouldn't go. Again, there's a lot of other heroes that are quite a bit above where Pharrell is at. All right, guys, let's see if we can get, we already have what? I think 3 copies of Kanisa and Rook. Let's see if we can continue this, guys. I would love to see the diamonds out of here, which there is a Graveborn card. Come on, I don't want to burn through all of our diamonds in this one. Or all of our Stargazer cards too. There we go, guys. There is our 4th copy, which means that that will take it up to Legendary 29. We still have 4 more pulls with diamonds. Love to see a double, guys. We need into diamonds. There we go. There's number 2. Very nice. 3 more pulls here, plus 9 more cards. Hopefully, we can get 1 more copy. I'm hoping for 1 more copy of Kanisa and Rook out of here. Or some diamonds. We could definitely do some diamonds in here. A lot more resources out of there. There we go. There's 1 more, guys. Very nice. 9 more cards. I'm going to use those, but that's 3 copies of Kanisa and Rook. That means we're going to be able to build them up definitely a little bit more. I'm going to have to start getting some furniture together. We got some furniture also for Taylene. We're definitely going to have to build them out, guys. And all of these resources, as much as I love the resources, only thing I do not like is the arena tickets. Arena tickets out of here, guys. They need to get rid of them. Absolutely need to get rid of them. What is the benefit of the E60 Raku? Yeah, big thing, Dark Lucifer, is stats. With Raku, guys, if you're building him out, that's really the big thing, is the stats that he gets out of there, which is the reason why players do build him. So it looks like Neve, we get one more star, guys. That is 4 stars to Neve already. Definitely building her out a little bit more. Aileen, that will actually take up to, leave legendary. But let's go the other way. There we go, guys. There is Mythic. We're getting there. Definitely getting there with Taylene. And then, of course, Kanisa and Rook. Look at that. Lucky with some copies, guys. There's Legendary. There's Legendary Plus. So, again, we're going to have to build them out a little bit. I've actually been running the version of Taylene. So, I've been running my Legendary Plus version of Taylene through the Celestial Tower, and it's been working okay. It has been working okay. I definitely need to build up some of this gear, but it has been a lot of retries to build. This is going to make a big difference, guys, because of course when we do the engraving, we're going to pick up not only the stats that we got from building her up, but also unlocking these abilities with the signature item, guys. Absolutely, definitely worth it. The pets, I'll show you the pets. We can do some pet summons. I think I have some food in there. The pets are just time. The pets are absolutely going to just take an incredible amount of time. There's our plus 20. We're going to use whatever we can here, trying to get to that plus 30. There we go. So we got a plus, what is it, 27? Plus 27 right now, so not too bad. Been getting a lot more stones out of here. 2. There's our tier 3. No tier 4 as of right now, guys. We're just going to have to continue to build these up. And again, I utilize her within the tower, even without the gear, even without the builds. Still doing pretty well. So there's 2 pieces of tier 3. I can build up the rest of our gear later to see what we have in here. Tier 2 hat right there. But I think we have, yeah, we have enough to build her out a little bit more. I think we have a couple more tier stones. Nope, I'm going to have to buy some more. I'm going to have to see when they come up in the shop to get some more. And then tier 2 hat, literally just sitting here. We can resonate. Tier 3, there we go. Definitely going to make a game-changing difference in the Celestial Tower. Actually having her built, and again, unlocking all of these abilities. We needed her built. We definitely needed her built. And then, of course, Kanisa and Rook built up a little bit more. What do we have? We still need 2 more for Mythic. I need more red chest. Should I get Mythic Lorzen or Raku? Raku, yes. The big thing with Lorzen, guys, is Lorzen is similar to Mahira, is similar to a bunch of other heroes. Lorzen will work within formations without even being built. I have no furniture. I have a plus 20 signature item just because I have the resources. Lorzen's abilities, again, similar to like a Mahira, will work without being completely built. It will work both ways. Without being really built out, without an incredibly high investment. Neve is out of here in 2 days, guys, but that gives us, look at that, tier 2 stone. I believe the tier 2 stone might have a use over here, if I remember correctly. Like right here, because we didn't have one. How lucky is that, guys, that we just got a tier 2 stone to get the tier 3 gear. That is luck, guys. That is awesome. I'm a new player and goes, yeah, Eclipse, the game can be. This game used to be so basic when it came out 3 years ago. Now there are so many different game modes with so many things going on in AFK Arena. Honestly, if you stick with it a little bit, you'll understand it. If you have questions, hop over on my Discord. We have a lot of players over there that answer a lot of questions. But overall, guys, new player, build Daemon. Build Daemon. Daemon will be a carry. Focus Graveborn, focus Daemon. You'll get through a lot of content. You'll get to see a lot of different things in AFK Arena. Literally just going through as dropping it and going through with Daemon. If he's anywhere. Yeah, almost 4 years now. Yeah, let's look at this one, guys. I was thinking about it. The achievement, the adventure, 949 days. So 949 days ago, logging into the game, we started this pay to win account. This is the original pay to win account, guys. when everything happened with the engraving, which seems like years ago now. Changed it to the YouTube, didn't do the pay to win anymore. Really set a budget of how much we do put in here, which is limited. We keep it real, guys. We don't want to put a ton in here, but still love the game. Power leveling account has been rough. Even the faction account's awesome, has been rough. When it comes to holidays, it's really, really rough to the holidays to be able to log on to a bunch of different accounts, even doing a lot of different things in there. It's been incredibly rough to go through. Again, the power level account has been lacking. Faction accounts have absolutely been lacking as well. It's been tough. I'm in chapter 35 and I'm stuck. I've tried everything, but Lucretia just dies at the start. Done everything, but I can't get past it. Here's my team. Lucy, Damon, Shamira, Twins, and Mortis. Honestly, Lunar Blade, put Lucy backline. If you can get Mortis to ult, great. Twins, no, you're not going to. Shamira, no, you're not going to be able to. Even Damon, probably in that formation, you're not going to be able to, because Damon needs time to scale. You're going to need more support in there. And again, Mortis, I could see working in there. Rowan will work incredibly well within there. If you have Ulna Lucy works incredibly well. Again, you're going to have a little more. Even having legendary twins. Twins don't work well in the campaign because they die early. If you look through the campaign, guys, there's not really any formations where players are running the twins. They don't have enough time to scale. And when you think of the twins, guys, the twins are very beneficial when it comes to a battle that takes a full minute 30. So if you can go through and you can actually survive and the twins can ult for that full minute 30, it will work incredibly well. When it comes to actual formations, it is more about, especially with Lucretia, crowd control and support are really the big things. So if you have heroes like Pharrell works incredibly well with Lucretia because Pharrell has the terrorize ability. So he can actually stun the enemies versus the enemies doing a lot of damage to Lucretia. It'll give Lucretia time to scale. Another one that works incredibly well with Lucretia is Leica because of her awe ability. So right here, guys, with the energy and the haste boost, this is very, very strong when they enter the battlefield. Again, allowing Lucretia to do a lot of damage. And then getting to the point, if you have survivability issues, you'll want dual divinity on her, but if you're having survivability issues, the Shroud of Verdure will work as well to really shield her at the beginning till one or two of your heroes die and she can actually amplify the damage she does to run through. Yes, I seen the chest. I know they said any hero that is prior to, I believe, 2021, which of course would include Vithiel, is what I'm thinking with that Celestial Hypogen chest. They've done a one before that once before, Chavo, that we've gotten the Celestial and Hypogen chest, and it's going to be cool to see. So here, guys, if you guys seen the Beast guide that I put out a little bit ago, we're building out the Owl, we're building out the Winged Lion, and we're also building out Blade Ridge. Specifically those three. You want to try to build out all the beasts though. When you're starting to get to 5 teams, when you start getting to 6 teams, even having them literally just unlocked is working pretty well, guys. We got 296. So again, sticking with this team. And there's a specific order which was in the guide on how you do want to build them. There's another Owl. The Owl, guys, is the beast right now that is very, very broken. Winged Lion has always been broken because if you're ulting for boss fights, things of that nature, the Winged Lion gets extra energy, which again works incredibly well in formations. But a couple we want to build, and there we go. We got a Lion too. So Winged Lion. So we have 3, 3, 3. We want to build all these evenly. I'm going to put the Winged Lion in intelligence. The reason why I build the intelligence out first is crit damage amplification and running with Scarlet. So any of the big damage dealing casters absolutely want to put it in there. And then of course we have our little guy here. We can go strength. We can go a couple different ways. I'm going to go agility for the physical pierce that we get right here because I've ran him actually a couple times PvP aspect with the awakened version of Thane. So building him out, the little fluttering plume. I love how little he is right there. Then, of course, the Winged Lion, just Avian, kitten looking, hanging out. All right, guys, Oaken. What team should I use in chapter 40? So the big thing, Dark Lucifer, is it's pretty much the same core meta teams. When you look at chapter 40, 41, 45, 50, it is literally pretty much the same formations. Baden is kind of a new one in here, but Mahira comp, absolutely. Lucretia, Ainz comp still running here. All Negrez running here. Thorin Cheese running here. This is what has kind of phased out the Ainz comp. If you run the Awakened version of Brutus, that will work in here with the Dimensional Heroes, but Dimensional Heroes is the other one depending on your level. Even here, guys, they're 593. We're at 670. So we're almost 100 levels above this. We should have no problem going through here. There's Sono Res, 629. Again, running the Awakened version of Thane right there. Mahira comp right here. Lucretia, of course. All Negrez, which we see all the time. And then Thorin. So literally, even based on the player levels, we see a lot of players that are much higher. Again, chapter 47, 49, 50, 50 plus. It is running the same meta comps, Dark Lucifer, that we've seen. Yep, Leonardo, Raku, Kren works incredibly well, especially if you put Khazard in there. That works kind of as a replacement for Mahira. But again, it's almost the same meta comps. That is why most of the heroes that are going into meta comps are not campaign meta comps. They're actually meta comps that are within the Cursed Realm, Twisted Realm, things of that nature. Overall, we're not seeing really any changes, and we haven't for, God, almost probably a year plus at this point, that we've seen with actual campaign formation changes. There really hasn't been too many. All right, guys, wish list in here. Frampton has been on this wish list for God knows how long. I definitely want to finish him out. I want to finish anyone out, even if it's Geralt. Geralt's 9 of 9 furniture, absolutely worth building. Treznar as well. All of these heroes definitely want to build up, guys. I hope I get somebody there, because if I do, actually, I think Salakai I'm going to drop out, and I'm going to put in Kanisa. The big thing is we know we're building Kanisa right now, so we have Kanisa and we have Taline. I think Taline, if I remember correctly, we already have a couple pieces in here. 1, 2, 3. We have 4 for Taline already, which means we just need a couple more to hit that 9 of 9 furniture. 48,000, guys. Let's get some of these heroes done. That's the reason why I drove the Poke coins in there. Boom. There's number 4 for Palmer in there. And he's another one, guys. 9 of 9 furniture for Palmer works well. Same with the plus 20 signature item. And look at that, guys. Frampton, and look at that. It is Geralt. Both of them, we need that 9 of 9 furniture. They both need it. Frampton, especially. I was just using him in Cursed Realm comps. There is another double, guys. 2 double furniture pulls. Another piece for Palmer, and that gives us 5 for that Awakened version of Taline. Might not have got the luck on the summons, but we are getting the luck with our furniture pulls. Another mythic piece right there for Nevi. Another hero, guys, that you definitely want to build out. She is doing well in a lot of different game modes. There's another piece for Geralt, and I think that maxes him out. If I remember correctly, that should. There we go. 9 of 9 furniture for Geralt. That is what we're looking for, guys, so we can drop him out. Boom. And then who did we pull out? I'm trying to think. Rowan, we don't really need it. Hendrik, we could put in there. But looking here, Wukong, we don't need to put in there. He's already in there. See, we could put the new, but it's going to be a while before we build him. Even Mortis, we could put in there. For that 9 of 9, we have Yennefer in there. Almost done. Yeah. That's right. Salakai. We pulled out Salakai, and I'm gonna put him back in there. The big reason is, guys, is the Mauler Tower. Guys, Salakai, in some Cursed Realm formations, we've actually seen him make an appearance in some of the Cursed Realm. But overall, in the Mauler Tower, he is game changer. He is absolutely a game changer when it comes to the tower. So we have 1 card on the table. I think I'm just going to save that 1 card. Let's do our last few summons here. That way we can just get some of these done. There's another piece right there. Taline again, that gives us 6. I believe that is 6 for Taline, guys. We need what? 2 more full summons. I'll be able to get 1 more card out of here. Nothing changed. We didn't get enough because it was all for Taline. 2,700, that gives us enough for 1 more. Gonna be Frampton. It is Palmer again. Look at that. What are the minimal investments for some of the new meta heroes such as Nevi, Palmer, and Anasta? Palmer plus 20 signature item, 9 of 9 furniture, plus 30 engraving for Palmer. That is really where you want to build them out. Anasta, because she is a warrior class, Anasta you want to build out. Anasta is a hero, unfortunately, guys, with some of the newer heroes. Anasta you want to build out, and you want to fully build her out because of the survivability, the brawler's protection, everything that she has, definitely building out. And then Nevi, a lot of players are really driving Nevi because of the plus 60 engraving for the extra damage on the entities. So with the summon heroes like Baden, Grez, things of that nature, a lot of players are building the plus 60 engraving on Nevi. She also does provide a defense reduction, which is really the other reason why players are building her out. Again, Cursed Realm. I feel like Lilith has really caught on to the engraving aspect, where engraving was introduced to a lot of different heroes. Really wasn't super important or super meta. The last probably 6 to 8 heroes that they've released NB has been a lot more of the meta focus. And I'm going to finish out Frampton right here just because he's done. So they're seeing that we need a much higher investment with the majority of the new heroes, which kind of stinks. But yes, it definitely needs a lot higher investment. Homer's good. I put him on my second team on Lightbear Tower. Yeah, and that's it. And they're also realizing that if they make decent heroes, a lot more players build them, honestly. So let's see. We got Palmer. We got Kanisa. We got... looks pretty good. I was trying to think who else we can add in here, guys. Again, Hendrik. I'm going to drop Hendrik in here right now. Big thing with Hendrik, guys, is 3 of 9 furniture for Hendrik. Adds a pretty solid defensive boost in there. Garath, we don't really need it. Drez. You know what? I'm going to put Drez in here. Big thing is he's used in so many random places, even when it came to the Grand Hunt. In all of his power, all of the damage that Drez does is from his furniture. It is really, really strong within the furniture. Definitely building him out. Absolutely. What made you go to Awaken Taline instead of Baden? I was holding out. The big thing is, Jonathan, is the ability to actually murk heroes was probably one of the biggest things. She is still used for a lot. The Celestial Tower, absolutely. I need a ton of help in the Celestial Tower. As much as I have been trying to drive her and build her and really murk, that's what I've been doing. I've been murking every single week for, God, I can't even tell you how long now. But being able to get Baden and also being able to get the copy of Taline. Now we're going to have to switch it probably to the new Celestial hero. But again, I need her for the tower. That's really the big thing. So normally when you get to 2 teams within the Celestial Tower, you have the Awakened version of Taline and you have Audrey. Split between teams, those are your 2 damage dealers. Not having that version of Taline made it incredibly difficult. Baden, I feel like I could have went Baden. The big thing with this one, guys, is not having Treznar built out. Now, Treznar, of course, super effective with the plus 60 engraving, guys. The barrier mitigates all frontal damage. That is why he is a carry in so many different game modes, is the plus 60 engraving. But like we were just talking about, there seems to be so many different heroes now and so many new heroes that require a higher level of engraving that we just continue to see popping up everywhere. It seems like they're making the heroes that require a very high investment. When you look at, Salakai requires a decent investment. Palmer requires a decent investment. a majority, even Navy guys, like I was saying with the plus 60 engraving. When summoning an entity, permanently increases the summoner's attack rating and haste. Very, very powerful when you're building them out. That's a pretty big haste buff. I mean, you're talking what, 6, 12, 18 haste on a hero for the rest of the battle. Very strong when it comes to Grez, when it comes to Baden. Couple heroes like that definitely making a difference in there. Yeah, the Celestial Tower was really the big one. Graveborn Tower, I've been pushing a lot. Again, I know I'm kind of stuck right here, 832, 825. It's still, well, my second highest tower now. But Celestial Tower, 547, 529. Infernal Fortress is utilizing Kanisa as well. So almost every single team that I look in here has Lucretia, and then it has Kanisa. Look at that, guys. Kanisa, even within the team, the Mahira comp, Kanisa has made the presence known, guys. Look at the damage. And literally, if you go down, Kanisa was almost in every single formation that we were going through. Even here building out Frampton, that's the reason I wanted to build out Frampton, is we need more heroes within here to continue our advancement. This is where we farm our cards, guys. Right here is where we farm our Stargazer Scrolls and also our Time Emblems. These towers are where we just literally farm all the time. Yes, Chavo, I 100% agree with you. That is one of the big things, is to keep up with meta comps, to keep up. Yeah, if you're free to play, you're going to fall behind. You really, honestly, really have to pick and choose exactly who you're going to build. Temporal Rift, the Rift gives you a lot of resources out of there. But again, when you look at the combination of the Rift and the Misty Valley, and also, you know, all of the things they continue to add, even looking in here with the Hunter notes, as they continue to add more and more to this game, they got to give us an adequate way to get resources, which I think that is one of the big things that they were focused on for 2023. What should Navy and Palmer be built for? Big thing where you find those heroes are 1, PvP, and 2, Infernal Foxy, the boss fights. So when you start getting into the Cursed Realm, this is where they're usually built for. Even looking in here, guys, we have Yennefer in there. In here, Kanisa and Rook. There's Palmer right there. So like I said, in most of these game modes, there's Navy. They're in all of the formations. We actually see them in almost every single formation. Even in here, guys, the Awakened Version of Solus, there's Leonardo. Going through here, there's even the brand new hero with Brutus. There are so many places in here that they're being built. Again, Navy, Palmer, not really meta formations. The other place, Infernal Foxy, is, of course, the towers. This is going to be probably one of the biggest utilization places for these new heroes. Even when we came out with heroes like Kayleen, she absolutely just came into meta formations. Even here, we cheese it with our Graveborn. Right there's Kayleen in the back. A lot of the new heroes went to meta, and they will always be meta within their own respective towers. Even looking like Tower of Light, the original version of Thane with the Awakened version and a different team. Absolutely, the towers, you're going to have those heroes. As we continue levels, as we continue progression, it's going to take a lot more time to get through there. So Palmer only needs the plus 20 signature item. The plus 30 on Palmer, I just built it because I had it sitting here. Plus 20 is really the big part. Palmer, of course, 9 of 9 furniture you want to build, which right here in the inn, 9 of 9 does really well, which is the reason why players build it. And then, of course, the plus 30 engraving. You don't have to do the 60. This is okay, but the damage, not really a big thing. This is what you want, guys, is this attack rating stack that you want to build with him. Same with Navy. So Kayleen NB is a hero that has to be built. So in the big difference between them is the damage dealers. So if you want a hero like Kayleen to optimal, I mean, honestly, to be optimal in a damage dealing role, you have to build them out. Signature item, engraving, furniture, everything simply for the stats. Similar to, I mean, when you run through each faction, the Awakened version of Thane, when you look at the original version of Thane, when you look at Scarlet, it's stats. It is really a game of stats, not only the levels, which make a big difference, but the higher that you stack the stats on your damage dealers, the more damage they're going to do. When you look at Kren, when you look at Brutus, when you look at Entendre, even Anasta, even when you look at Raku, when you look at, you know, the Awakened version of Solus, the higher, the better that they're built. Oden, Kaylin, if they are the primary damage dealers, you have to build them out as high as possible. Minimum investment, again, she provides some crowd control, but again, if you're using her in the capacity of what you want to build her out, utilizing, you could go with a plus 20 signature item. Even looking at the furniture, again, the 9 of 9 really required because it doubles the blood sacrifice that she does. And then, of course, this is the crowd control aspect, which is why I built her to the plus 30. Terrorizing the enemies, a 4-second terrorize is huge, guys. It is game changing when you look at the crowd control that she provides. Plus, she can go front row because of the Necro Hound. Actually provides a stun when somebody is near her. Similar to Nomura on the front line, she's providing multiple forms of crowd control, which essentially you have to build her out again just because of the damage. Yeah, if you're using her as support, again, the crowd control aspect is going to be there. But if you really look at some of the teams in here, guys, that are building her or utilizing her being built, her damage is incredible for players that have her built. The damage is high. She does a lot of damage. Even there, guys, 7 billion. She did almost 10. Not only is she providing a lot of crowd control, she is doing almost 10 billion damage. That is because of the stats that you built her on there with. Yeah, I seen the new Temple Rift boss, so I play over on the test server as well. Definitely, I like the new Temple Rift boss. It seems like it's pretty tough. They're talking about making it a lot easier, but I've yet to see. I use the Awaken Thane or Awaken Taylene. My Greyborn Tower is fine. Yeah, that's my thought. Yep. Eventually, Jonathan, I might build it, but it also depends on who's coming out. What's going on, Peter? Yeah, it might be a big game changer with who is coming out, guys. We know Lilith has said every 2 months we're going to see an Awakened hero, which means, I mean, roughly when did we see Baden? What, 2 heroes ago? So, I mean, we could be probably another month, maybe a month and a half, and get another Awakened hero. Now, are they going to keep the exact same rotation? That is yet to be seen, guys. We don't know if it's going to be Celestial, Hypogean, and then literally right down the line, or if they're going to change it up and give us a couple different heroes. Again, it is yet to be seen. Who can you replace with Orthos? So Winnie. Now, Orthos, similar to Zolrath, there is not another hero in AFK Arena that does what Orthos does. If you don't have Orthos, just like the Cursed Realm, if you do not have Orthos and you do not have Orthos built, it is going to be an entirely different formation that you're going to be running in here. Because essentially when you look at a combination like this, Orthos stops time to allow Taylene to just absolutely dominate damage, because Orthos or Taylene will still move when Orthos ults. Again, if you don't have Orthos, this is going to be an entirely different formation. This isn't going to work at all without the pivotal heroes. Not only having the original version of Taylene built, but again, if you don't have some of the key heroes, it's not really going to work. We see the exact same with Zolrath. If you do not have Zolrath with that 3 of 9 furniture, and if you do not have Zolrath in a bunch of different formations, it doesn't work. Same with Khazard. If you don't have Khazard with this plus 30 signature item, the meta comp really falls apart because of these dissolve points that he has. Again, it really depends. Some formations are super dependent on one hero that really brings it together. But you also have heroes like Lucretia that will just do it by herself, guys. She will dominate formation solo, which is why everybody loves her. But then you have heroes like Ainz. Ainz does well, but only with the help and support of Albedo. Albedo with the plus 30 signature item in here amplifies the damage that Ainz does. Also, she provides the survivability aspect that Ainz has, which is the reason why we do run them together. Again, there's a lot of heroes that are kind of systematically built on top of other heroes or required to really go together. And that's why a majority of the meta formations have remained so consistent through everything. It's been, again, a long time since we have seen some changes in the meta formations. If you look here at what I'm saving, I'm actually saving my engraving mats for Taylene or Kanisa and Rook. Probably Taylene at this point, guys, that I will try to build her out a little bit more, focusing on just building up these heroes. It takes forever, guys. It does. I mean, even here we have, what, 226 heroes? There's a lot of heroes in here, guys, and we continue to build them out. Even the heroes we don't have at 5 stars, I think we're pretty limited to, what do we got? 1, we got 4, 8, 9. We have 10 heroes. So out of the 100 plus heroes in AFK Arena within the four factions, we have 10 that are not at 5 stars already. Again, just really trying to go through and build all these heroes out. Every single time we get resources, every time that we're grinding some of the heroes out here, again, it just takes time. It's so time consuming to build out these heroes. But you know what? That's the game. I mean, literally, that is the game that we play. AFK Arena, if you're not super heavy whale pay to win, it's just going to take time. When AFK becomes official in the future, do you plan on switching to that? I will play it. Absolutely, Hills. I will play AFK 2. Am I going to switch to it? Not entirely. Guys, AFK Arena has been such a big part. I will play this game, and for better or worse, I mean, we'll get to the point where we'll play the game. We will absolutely play this game, guys. The time and investment, it's something not likely to walk away. I mean, I spent 10 plus years in World of Warcraft, and that was incredibly tough to cut the cord on that one. But again, even if we're playing AFK 2 on the channel, still I will be playing AFK Arena. What's going on, Lux? Yep, definitely will be playing AFK Arena, guys. Again, to the point of this game really dying almost, you know, where we're not finding anyone playing, then it might be a little bit of a time to examine it and check it out. But I still love the game, guys. It's still, for me personally, it is a lot of fun to play. I like a lot of different aspects that they're adding to this game. Interesting to see what they're going to bring in 2023. They had a lot of great ideas. They had a lot of meetings. They've even been asking a lot of feedback to players, content creators, a lot of people through a lot of the surveys that we've been getting, adding more layers, adding more things that you can actually do within AFK Arena. The game's going to continue, guys. I don't see it being shut down, and that would probably be the only way that I feel I would walk away from it if they shut it down. Now, remember, guys, it is going on almost 4 years of AFK Arena. Like what Alfreda said a little bit earlier, in gaming years, in gacha games, in games of this nature, they are very far and few in between. Most of them, we see a lot of games that'll pop up for a couple weeks, a couple months, 6 months, 8 months. To get a year, 2, 3 in is super unlikely with the majority of games for players to actually stick with it that long, especially within the mobile gaming community, just because there's so many other titles that come out in all the time. There's games literally released every single month. There's a multitude of games, mobile games, that are released that are very similar to a lot of what we have, which I think a lot of players do go. I missed a couple days of Lost Sigil because of hanging out with some family. Oh, you might be able to. I'm not sure if you're free to play, but if you're looking to, picking up the 99-cent packs, these are actually pretty good, which can almost make up, 15 sigils right there. Same with the merchant ship. If you're looking at the 99-cent pack, you can pick up some sigils there. I hope you get it as well. Lost sigils, you should be able to. I think you're pretty over on the sigils that you do get in there. I'm almost ready to get that copy of Taylene, the original Taylene, and that will take her to 3 stars, actually. That will put the 3rd star on there. And I think we've been building her up, 37 signature item. But engraving, we've been doing the same. She's already at 50 already. Big thing with her, guys, again, is not only the stars, but it adds haste. You can see it adds haste right here, which is huge. But ultimately, guys, to maximize the damage she does, just like we were talking about with all of our damage dealing heroes, getting this attack up, crit damage amplification, getting this build up higher, amplifies the damage that she does, which is why we utilize her within formations. Healing and crit, boom, adding more crit onto her. Now when we go in, we're going to do more damage. I'll take her to a 60. I definitely want to get her built up to that plus 60 engraving, and we're not super far away. And again, we built her. Big thing with her and Orthos, guys, is you have to have them together, or her and Orthos, she has to be the highest combat rating. That is really the big thing, guys. With her being an older hero, I really had to overinvest in her to get her a higher combat rating. And as you can see, guys, 5'11", 5'10", getting her combat rating higher has been incredibly difficult because of her being an older hero with the power creep aspect. All right, guys, so before we go, I'm going to hop in and I'm going to do my giveaway. We do the giveaway every single time if I remember to do it. We actually do our membership. So I gift a membership every single time. It's a way for me to give back to you guys. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to hook this up. We're going to gift the membership, and then we will be done for tonight, guys. Again, last minute kind of live stream. You'll see that pop up in just a minute. And there we go. One lucky viewer out of the 30 something that we have is going to be coming. And it looks like Peter was gifted a membership. So congratulations, Peter, on getting that new membership. Again, I love doing it. It's very, very cool to see a lot of players in here with the little hippo right next to their name. Dark Lucifer, maybe next time. And we're coming up on 30,000. I think we're closing in on 30,000 subscribers to the channel, guys. So if you haven't subbed to the channel, go ahead and sub. Again, we're getting closer to that 30,000 mark. And we're going to do some live streams probably after Christmas. I think this Sunday, because it is Christmas, we are not going to have a live stream. So it's actually going to be later on in the week. I have vacation next week. So we got a lot that is coming. And there you go, Peter. So that is your 1 month hippo. You see it's not the plain white one anymore. It actually goes to that cool looking, that's my burgundy hippo. That's the first one I actually ever made. But guys, that'll do it for tonight's live stream. So definitely, guys, thank you for all the love and support for the channel. We are absolutely getting there every single day that we play. I still loving AFK Arena. So again, that'll do it for our stream. Have a good night. And as always, thank you guys for watching.